In studio, I get to welcome Dr. Jaimie Ronchetto. Now, Dr. Jaimie Ronchetto has been here every couple of weeks with George, and so she's an old pro at the morning show, but it's my first time, so welcome to this part of the morning show with me. My name is Tori. Nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you.
Let's talk about, it is August.
Yes.
It is August. It's hot.
It's very hot.
What do we need to know about our pets in August?
Yes. So especially since it's still so hot, we have not had any relief in this heat wave. We want to still continue to make sure that we're keeping our pets safe in this extreme heat. It affects us. It certainly affects them. So leave them at home, leave them in the air conditioning. Don't bring them out with you because there's still, every day you still see posts of people leaving their pets in the cars, even to just run into the store for just a couple minutes. Just that couple minutes makes a huge difference and they get overheated and it's a very dangerous situation. So I would say that's first and foremost. Just leave them home.
Yeah, no dogs, no pets in the car.
Yes, absolutely. It gets way too hot, way too fast. Even if you leave a window open, cracked, it's not enough. So they'll get overheated very quickly. I would say secondly, still with the heat, be careful when you take them out on walks. Even if it seems like it's a little bit cooler out, you want to test the pavement or the concrete, with maybe your foot or the back of your hand. Because we've had such extreme weather, the ground tends to keep that heat. So even if it feels a little bit cooler to you just out, feel that ground because it still could be too hot for their paws and their little feet can get burned very easily.
I don't think we even think of that.
Yeah.
I think we think that our pets are, we're fearless when it comes to them. We think they can do anything.
Right.
Right?
It's very true. And, you think that they're protected, but really those little foot pads can be very sensitive, and they can get burned. Every year we see injuries, just because people just don't know and don't realize. And so those can get burned, they can peel. So just be very careful with where you walk them.
What about bugs, ticks, fleas? Is that an issue? Snakes? Is that an issue in the warmer weather, or is that like year-round kind of thing?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we see definitely more of it in the warmer weather, especially the snakes that you mentioned. Certainly this is the season for rattlesnakes, starting from spring through the fall, just because we stay warm, until late fall. So until it starts getting cooler again, we have to really be careful of the rattlesnakes. Don't let your dogs off leash. Keep them on the sidewalk, where you could see things easier. Fleas and ticks is kind of a year-round problem for us because we don't have usually a good freeze. And plus, this year we've had a lot more rain than we typically do. So we're seeing more fleas and ticks this year. So keeping them on like a monthly preventative is a good idea.
And the monthly, is that a oral type pill, or is that like a collar, or?
Yeah, so there's different products. It kind of depends on what your preference is. There are oral products that you would just give like a little treat once a month. There's topical that you would reapply once a month, or there are a couple collar products that you could put on. I feel like sometimes the oral or topical is a little bit more effective than the collars. Sometimes the collars, just depending on the product, might not protect the whole animal.
Well, see, that's what I always thought. I thought, when I see them on TV, and I thought, well, what about like back by the tail?
Right.
Like, the collar's up by the head, and that's great. And I never knew how that even worked. And here you're saying it kind of might not even.
Yeah.
So good to know. Let's go back to the snake bites.
Sure.
What happens if a dog, because dogs, like I said, they seem fearless sometimes. They'll just start barking. A little dog will bark at a big dog, doesn't really know its size.
Right, exactly.
So if the dog comes up upon, you're on a hike, and it comes up upon a snake, you don't see it right away, and they get bitten. What do we do? You see the end result. You're like,
Yes.
What do we do in that particular case?
Right. So you definitely want to get them to a veterinary emergency facility right away. Time is of the essence. It all depends on it's really multiple factors. So, the size of the snake, how badly the dog may have been bit, how much venom may have been given, the size of the dog, the location of the bite. So it's very important to go get that medical help right away so they can be evaluated and get the treatment needed to hopefully save their life. It can be a deadly thing, unfortunately. The good thing is that we do have rattlesnake vaccines now, and I carry them. It's gotten quite popular, and I think it's a really good thing. So the vaccine doesn't take the place of medical care should they get bit, but it does help to buy you more time and help to lessen the signs and the severity of what we may see.
That's excellent. Do you recommend that?
I do, yeah.
Rattlesnake vaccines. Is that what they're called?
Yes.
Vaccination?
Yep.
Excellent. Good. I'm learning stuff already. See, we just met and I'm learning stuff already. But now I would love our listeners to learn a little bit about Dr. Jaimie Ronchetto. Now, do you go by Dr. Ronchetto or Dr. Jaimie when people come in?
I kind of go by both.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Dr. Jaimie, let's get started here. We're going to have some fun with you.
Sure.
Don't be nervous. You can be a little nervous. This is called the KHTS Fast 5, and the reason I like to do this is so our listeners kind of get an idea of what you personally are like. And so, if they see that you have, this incredible fun personality, I would think they'd love to bring their pet to you and have, because when we bring usually our pet to the vet, sometimes it's under stress because something has happened or they're sick. Sometimes maybe it's just a shot or a checkup. But if you're fun, I would love to bring my pet to you, right?
Sure.
Let's have fun.
Okay.
KHTS Fast 5, the first one. Answer as quickly as possible. You ready? What is your favorite song to sing at the top of your lungs in your car?
Oh my gosh. Pretty much any country song.
Really?
Yeah.
Any favorite? No.
No, it kind of changes.
Okay. Back in time, what one piece of advice would you give your younger self? Go back in time.
Well, I could probably take it now too, is try not to worry so much.
Why do we worry?
Yeah.
I do too. Why do we do that? It is such a isn't it a wasted emotion, a wasted time? Because sometimes there's stuff that's out of your control, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Guilty pleasure you're ashamed to admit. What's your guilty pleasure that you're ashamed to admit? And now you have to admit it on the air.
My guilty pleasure right now is watching The Bachelorette and soon to be Bachelor in Paradise.
Wouldn't have thought.
Yeah.
Look at you. Doctors too like that show. Okay. Motto or quote you live by. You try to live by.
Oh, that's a hard one. I don't really know that I
Do you wake up
one.
every morning and say something to yourself?
Just sort of, telling myself today's going to be a good day.
I do that too.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Here's the important one. Are you ready, Dr. Jaimie?
Sure.
When Hollywood makes your movie, and they will make it, who do you want to play you?
Reese Witherspoon.
I totally see that. That is what's called great casting, and I know we're on the radio right now, but if our listeners tune into our YouTube channel, they will see that is great casting, Dr. Jaimie.
Oh, thanks.
And you did it all by yourself. It has been an absolute pleasure getting to know you. Can't wait to talk to you in a couple of weeks. Let's give our listeners all the information they need. You're at cinemavet.com.
Right.
Are you on any kind of social media?
We're on Facebook. Yep, so you can find us on Facebook.
And just look up Cinema Vet on Facebook?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Have yourself a great August 1st, will you?
Thank you.